It was in grade 9 when I started doing MUN debates. All I knew at the time was that MUN stood for Model United Debate Nations, and that the most popular MUN conference was the THIMUN Qatar Conference, which was held at the Qatar National Convention Center in every January. Attending my first conference, I was very nervous, but I prepared well and I had a lot of fun debating about UN resolutions and made a lot of friends and had loads of fun. But after attending a few more MUN conferences, I started feeling that I wanted to be something more than just a delegate. And then I had the idea of applying for a student officer position. And I had this opportunity at the THIMUN Qatar conference in January 2016. There were many applicants for these positions, but I made it in the top 36 from the 100 applicants who applied for the positions. Now, after getting this position of a student officer, now you might ask what's next. So as a student officer, I was responsible for preparing a research report which was on the issue of the legal status of internally displaced persons. This was the first time I had something to write about which would be read by delegates around the world. So I had to make sure that this report was not only comprehensive but also unique and factual as possible. This, I believe, was the most intense writing experience of my life. While drafting this report, I was focusing on three important parts of this report, which were the introduction, the body, which had the background information and data about the issue, and the conclusion, which could have possible solutions for the issue. It took me 2 weeks to get the first draft ready for this research report, but after my first proofreading, I felt that I might have taken a lot of information from the UN websites and just copy pasted them onto my report. So I was in a conflict of thought of submitting this draft in or not. On one side, I was like, I have done what they asked. I have fulfilled all their expectations and I have done everything correctly as they had demanded. But on the other side, I was like, maybe it would be better if I could, redo the draft and submit it back to them. So thinking about this, I felt that it's better if I went with the second option, and which I did. But after sending in this second draft, which I had revised, I ended up with an email which said that a lot of my report was plagiarized and that I had to rewrite this draft so that it could be accepted in the conference, as this conference had a zero tolerance policy against plagiarism. This news had upset me a lot and had destroyed my focus, and I did not do well in a few class tests at school because I was continuously thinking on this mistake I had done in writing the draft. Still, I did not lose any hope and I rewrote my draft as per the instructions, and I sent it in. And after their review of this draft, it was accepted and published onto the conference's website. One thing that I was able to learn with the help of this experience was that as a reader, we must understand what difficulties that writers have to go through while writing the text, and we should not blatantly term their work as plagiarized or anything like that. I feel that there is a very thin line in identifying things as unique or not. Same applies to writing as well. Just because two people write similar characters in their books and write about a similar theme or genre doesn't mean that one has plagiarized the other. The quote that you're seeing right now is truly a common misconception that people have when it comes to reading and writing. But I believe that if we are completely aware about how we act, and we should realize that writing is not an easy task, and if we realize and are aware of this, then we will be able to appreciate the work that anybody has put in rather than criticizing them for the smallest of errors. And through this, we might, not only make the writer feel happy, but we make ourselves feel happy and understand the difficulties that people face through while reading and writing.